Hi, I'm Thomas Trong, and this is Intimate Interviews. We're here with professional games journalist Jim Sterling.
Hello there, how are you?
And we got a couple questions for you today, so let's kick back and relax. What made you ultimately decide not just to be a blogger as a hobby, but make a professional career out of it?
It was really just someone telling me I should make a career out of it. I'd been doing it for my own sort of personal amusement, and then a friend of mine just said, you know what, I think you might be able to make some money out of this. Considering I had no job at the time, it sounded like a good idea, so I gave it a shot, and now here we are, in a bed.
So let's go back in time to your childhood. Could a young James imagine himself in this career path a decade later?
I think at this point in my life, I imagine myself face down in a ditch somewhere. So, yeah, I think I've outkicked my coverage.
Some people plan to work until they can retire. Some plan to work until they're 6 feet under. Is this something you foresee yourself doing for the rest of your life?
I don't know how many years I've got left, so I probably will be doing this until I'm gone.
What scene in the game made you the most emotional?
Emotional as a quantifier is very difficult to really justify or use without anything sort of added to it. Mostly people just mean what made you sad. And I guess I would have to be a rather trite and predictable person and say that the ending of Snake Eater was very effective. The whole moment with the boss and the gun and in the field. So yeah, I would say that.
Can you think of one game that was so bad, hard, or frustrating that nearly ruined your childhood?
I don't think there was any game that was uniformly so hard it would threaten to ruin my childhood. There was one particular element of a game, which was the little Velociraptor fella from Primal Rage. Talon, I think his name was, who once kicked my ass so hard I headbutted the Mega Drive controller several times and could have done serious damage to myself. I didn't, as far as I know, so lucky escape.
Do you ever fear that game might be too hard for you to complete and review?
Sometimes, yeah. There's been one or two moments where I'm stuck on a puzzle or a section and I have a mini panic attack thinking, what will I do if I can't get through this? So far I've actually managed to escape through these things unscathed, so he's hoping I never hit that brick wall.
Who is your favorite game company?
Favorite game company? I mean, it fluctuates between who's doing what. I would say right now, as far as companies that I think are doing it the most right, and companies that have really earned my respect as of late, Bethesda's definitely up there. They seem to be promoting new IP and decent DLC practices, and they're not milking all of their franchises as badly as other companies at their level. And they just seem to be spending their money wisely and letting developers do their own thing. There was that whole thing with Metacritic bonuses, which I don't know if they still do, but obviously they're not a perfect company. But hell, they're a major publisher giving us a survival horror with The Evil Within, so that definitely gets a tip of the hat, I think.
Who is your favorite journalist?
There are very few writers doing this kind of thing that I would actually call a journalist. Of those ones I would call a journalist, I would probably say Ben Kuchera at Penny Arcade Report.
What is your favorite Willem Dafoe film?
Favorite Willem Dafoe film? Probably The Spidered Man. Just because there's no other more perfect role, I think, for Willem Dafoe than the Green Goblin. And the Thanksgiving scene is one of cinema's greatest achievements.
Why are toucans your favorite animal?
Toucan's my favorite bird. And there's a big difference. The lobster is my favorite animal. But as far as toucans go, just look at them. They look awesome. And they eat fruit. Good for them.
And what is your favorite curse word?
Chungus, I think. Chungus, yes. A word that is flexible enough to be used as a curse word or not. But if you do need to really, really make a point, I think there's no other word than Chungus.
Do Do you have any last messages you would like to give to people interested in games journalism?
Be sexy always.
Well, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
All right, let's call this interview a wrap.